Hey class. Okay, just whoa, what happened? Wait, get out of here. Okay. Hopefully that should not happen again. Try to just get a pen going. All right, cool. So the first thing we're going to do is the do now, right? We're actually going to skip it. I feel like you guys know how to do order of operations and evaluating. Order of operations, remember we do PEMDAS, evaluating. It's simply just plugging it in. So it would look like this, 1/2, I'd put parentheses, whatever it says for x, which is -2, I'm just replacing it. I have 4 here, lovely. I have is, then my y is 3. And you could just plug that into the calculator and you should get an answer. Okay, pretty simple. So what we're really going to be focusing on is the bulleted titles, like each little mini section of Algebra 1 that you kind of need for Algebra 2. So we're just going to briefly go over them. All right, so it says writing verbal phrases as a variable equations. Okay, so all right, let's just start. A number added to 10 equals 22. So if you look over here, I don't know what this is. This is my unknown or my variable. Since it is a variable and it says a number, I'm just going to use n. You can use anything you want. You can use your first letter of your name. It does not matter as long as it's a letter, a lowercase letter too. It says added, so I'm going to put addition, 10 equals 22. Pretty simple. So nowhere does it say solve, so we leave it alone. Okay, this is my tricky one. So over here I have is not 1/2. I have half the difference of 30 from a number is 18. So half is a fraction or a decimal. Is represented as 1/2 or 1/2 or 0.5. I like fractions, so I'm going to use fractions. If you want to use a decimal, that's okay. Again, we're not solving it, so that's why I'm probably also keeping it as a fraction. Then over here, this is the difference of 30 from a number, okay? We know we don't know what the number is, so we're going to use this n. This is super important because it says from, you have to reverse the order, okay? It's taking 30 away from this unknown. So the unknown goes first, n, difference is subtraction, minus 30, close parentheses, equals 18. We know there's parentheses around it because it's half the difference. So it's not saying half of 30, it's saying half the difference. So it's the total here, whatever you get. Okay? I'm going to skip this one because it's kind of easy. I'm going to skip this one because this one is made it a try problem for the live class. So we'll wait and see. Over here, this one's a little bit trickier, so we're going to do this one. If you look, I have parentheses on both sides. So the first thing I'm going to do is just distribute. Okay, so 4 times -2x is -8x. 4 times +4 is 16, an equal sign. -3 times x gives you -3x. -3 times -4 gives you +12, because a negative and negative give you a positive, plus 9x, okay? Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to simplify the left side, which I can't do. Then I'm going to try to simplify the right side. If you look, I have like terms, so I'm going to start there. I'm going to rewrite the sides and stuff that I am not touching. Since I'm not touching 12, I just put that first. Now over here I have is 9 minus 3, which gives you positive 6x. Okay? Now I want all my variables onto one side and all my numbers onto the other. So I'm going to bring all my variables to the left. If you wanted to do it to the right, that's perfectly fine. You will get the same answer in the end. So I'm going to minus my 6x to get rid of it and bring it onto this side. I technically do 2 steps at this point. Since I move something to the left, I'm going to move my whole number to the right, just so I know I have a balanced equation. Look, that crosses out, crossing out on both sides, we're happy. Okay, bring this down, I get is -14x equals, over here I get is -4. Okay, if you look, I want to get rid of this -14, so I'm going to divide by -14. Okay. A negative and negative give you a positive, so I don't put anything there. Then I look and I have 4 and I have 14. What number goes into 4 and 14? 2. 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 goes into 14 7 times. And that would, oh goodness gracious, that would be my answer. Okay. We're going to scroll down. Oh goodness. The next thing I'm going to do is order of operations. So over here, order of operations, we use as PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay, remember parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division depending on the order from left to right. And again, adding and subtracting depending on the order, left to right. If subtracting came first, you would do that first. Okay? So again, let's go. We have as parentheses, so I'm looking, I have 7 minus 5, which gives me 2. Okay? I'm just going to rewrite because I didn't touch anything else. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is my exponents. So 2 to the second power, or 2 squared, is just 2 times 2, which gives you 4. I have plus 8 divided by 4 minus 16. Okay? Now I do multiplication and division. It says 4 plus, so I can't touch that. I have 8 divided by 4, which gives me 2. Oh, I dropped the 4 here too. And then I have minus, can't do anything with that. I can do is 16 over 4 is the same thing as saying 16 divided by 4, which gives me 4. Okay, now we have is adding and subtracting. Adding comes first, so 4 plus 2 gives you 6, minus 4 gives you 2. Okay, so that's what we did here. This one I had you guys try as a class, so we're going to skip it. Okay. So over here, isolating the y equation for y. So isolating the variable. We're solving for y, so I'm going to do this one. Okay, again, this was the class problem. This is the one that I'm going to do. So we have over here, I have this 4x. I'm going to just minus 4 on both sides because I want to get y by itself. Okay, I have 1/2 y here equals. I have 24 minus 4x. I can't do anything with them because they are not the same term. So I'm just going to rewrite it. I like my equations to mimic y equals mx plus b. So I want my x to go first. So I'm going to put the -4, or yeah, -4, which is minus 4, same thing. If we look, the 24 is positive, so I'm going to make it plus 24, just to show that it is positive. Okay? Next thing we have over here is 1 divided by 2 times y. To get rid of a fraction, you have to do is the reciprocal. So we're multiplying by the reciprocal. The reciprocal is just whatever the fraction is, flipped. So I have 2 over 1. Okay? That goes away. I'm left with just y. Over here, 2 over 1 can be simplified as just 2. So I'm going to multiply this whole side by 2. So since I'm multiplying the whole expression right here by 2, I'm going to just distribute to each one. 2 times negative 4x gives me negative 8x, plus 2 times 24 gives me 48. Okay? If you look, y is by itself, so we are good. Lovely. Okay. Okay. Next thing we have over here, we're just going to graph it. Okay, so it says graphing linear equations, identify your slope, your y-intercept of the line, then graph the equation of the line. If you look, oh goodness gracious. Okay, so if you look over here, I have my equation here, and it mimics y equals mx plus b. Okay, so again, slope is going to be your m, y-intercept is represented as b. So when I identify, I'm just picking them out. So m is next to x. In this case, it's 4. B is going to be -1. Okay? Now, B is your y-intercept. Your y-intercept is right here. Okay? And I have is -1. So I'm going to plot it. Okay, so now M. M represents slope. Slope is your movement. Remember, rise over run. So if you look, it's just a whole number. I have to make it a fraction so I can plot it. So if it's a rise, if it's a positive number, you're going up. If it's a negative number, you're going down. Okay, so if you look positive, I'm going up 4, and I'm always going to the right. Okay, always going to the right. So I'm going to graph it. I have is 1, 2, 3, 4, up over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1. Move this out of the way. Get out of here. There we go. Lovely. Now to go onto the opposite side, so right now we're going to the right. To go to the opposite side, you have to do the opposite of what you have here. So if this says up, I'm going down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And since it says right, I have to go left. Okay, now I have this beautiful line. Let's see if I can graph it properly. All right, not too bad. Okay, we need arrows because it is a line. All right, skip that one. You don't have problems on it. And then this is our last one. Okay, linear equation, real life application. So basically it just says, hey, make an equation and solve it. All right, so it says here, the bill for the repair of your car was $415. The cost of parts was $200. The cost of the labor was $43 per hour. How many hours did the repair take? So the first thing we have to do is we have to recognize that the bill total was $415. So I just start there because I just know that's by itself, nothing with it. The cost of parts was $200. So it was a flat fee of $200. There's no variable with it because it's saying, hey, that's how much it is. Now, cost of labor, depending on how long it takes, changes it. Sorry, my dog's going weird. So I have an additional amount of 43 per hour. So hour, we don't know because that's what we're solving. That's our variable, and it's 43 per. Per here always means multiplication. So I'm going to write it as 43 H. Okay? Because it's multiplication, you don't see it when it's a number and a letter or number and a variable. It's just understood. It's like invisible math. Okay? So we have our equation. Check. Now we're just going to solve it. So I'm going to minus 200 to both sides because remember I'm solving for H. I get 43H here equals 215. I have, remember, multiplication in between, so I'm going to do the inverse. I'm going to divide both sides. I get is H equals 5. Now, there's words in the problem. That means there has to be words in your answer. You don't say H equals 5 when you're talking in real life. You just say, hey, 5 hours. So that is your final amount. Okay. So right now, if you were confused on anything and you wanted to do the try problems, go right ahead. The answers are on the completed notes already, okay? So you just have to check them, and if you have any questions, just please let me know. But that's it. Lesson 1, review, done. Congratulations. Bye, guys.